When you return, you pop your key in, guys. Turn it on, hold down your power button, and so forth.
알겠어. I'm sorry. It looks like it's sugar.
Okay.